Sorry I was late, people. My job, my real life job, kept me late, so I couldn't start on time. We're gonna get the live stream going up in a couple of minutes, so just sit tight here. I'll be on momentarily. Another wild and crazy episode of Dynamite! Episode 29! Let's go! Alright. Woohoo! What's going on, everybody? Smells Like Wrasslin podcast, episode 29. Woo! On the Smells Like Cologne network here on YouTube. Another episode of Dynamite in the books. A lot of interesting stuff going on in the last week in the world of pro wrestling, to the point where this is going to take up more of my spare time. I'm going to have to keep on making podcast episodes to catch up with all this shit, because it's almost impossible to keep up with just one episode a week. I'm really getting pressured into this shit. Unbelievable. But I mean, for us as fans, it's a great thing. You want to know why? Because more wrestling, more variety, and more choices means more fun for us. That means we get a little bit of everything. Every week is a little poo-poo platter of professional wrestling. You want your WWE? You got it. You want your AEW? You got it. You want a little bit of New Japan, some Impact here and there, PWG, GCW, all of it. It's a great time to fucking be a fan. There's definitely a more of a renewed interest now with Triple H taking over and Steph taking over at WWE. AEW, as that, I guess you could call them the alternative. And then you got the rest of the indies around there. You got your Ring of Honors, and you got your House of Glories, and your GCWs. And this is great, man. I mean, as a fan, it's awesome. I mean, if you're a tribalist, this probably sucks because you just have more teams for you to plant your flag against. But, I mean, this is a great time. There's a lot of great shit happening. I'm telling you, tonight's episode of Dynamite was wild. The shit that's going on with AEW, it's different because I don't really know what's fucking going on. I mean, I had a lot of predictions. I'm basing my predictions just based off of the way, storytelling and booking has been going on in wrestling for the last fucking 30 years. And, it just feels like AEW, I don't know if these decisions are good decisions, if they're bad decisions, but, it is definitely interesting. So, already I knew something was up when Punk and Moxley weren't the main event. Once they weren't the main event, I'm like, something's going on here. I don't know what was going on, because usually, you want to end the show on a big angle. You end the show on a big angle, but, I don't know. Let's go, let's talk a little bit about what's been going on. One of the major things I guess I want to talk about is my favorite fucking wrestler of all time, Johnny Gargano, is back, not with AEW. I have to say I'm slightly disappointed because for the longest time, I just haven't had faith in WWE to book anybody like a Gargano on the main roster in a great way. So it's very weird seeing him on Raw and SmackDown when, I mean, well, he was on Raw. I don't know if he's going to be on SmackDown. It looks like he's signed with Raw. But I'm still, like, in this, like, phase right now that when I'm watching Raw and SmackDown, like, a part of me still expects it to be bad. It's like I'm watching a show and the atmosphere, what I'm used to, is not what I'm seeing. And it's just jarring a little bit, you know? It's the same announcers, the same talent, the same stage, the same fans, really, the same live audience, but it's just different, you know? Something about the storytelling is different. Something about the way that the action in the ring is presented is different. Things about commentary are different. It's little things. So it's just weird because, like, inside I'm, like, really excited because I love Johnny Gargano. I love watching him wrestle. I think he's my favorite. He's the best out there, in my opinion. He could go up against anybody, and it would be an awesome match. I just don't know where his place is in WWE. I don't know what they have planned for him. If he's going to be in the mid-card, like, am I going to be able to fucking stomach that? Because in NXT, he was top dog where I wanted him to be. Like, Johnny Gargano was the man, you know? Like, I loved him as champ. He could have been champ for forever, and I wouldn't have given a shit, you know what I mean? And if he wasn't champ, as long as he was in high-profile feuds, like at the top of the card, where he was co-main eventing next to, like, title matches, I'm like, yeah. What's he going to do in WWE? Where's his place? I mean, he came out, he cut his promo, he was interrupted by Austin Theory, and Austin Theory does have the Money in the Bank briefcase. Austin Theory was really Vince's guy to win the briefcase. Vince isn't around anymore. Are they going to take the belt off of Theory and give it to a guy like Gargano? I mean, that would be awesome. I mean, Gargano cashing it in on anybody would be fucking amazing. I mean, I would do it as far away from Roman dropping the title as possible because, I mean, you do kind of want to shine a spotlight on Drew. You need guys in that main event scene. You need credible guys in that main event scene. And for far too long, the only credible person in the company was Roman. Everyone else, you know, if you got lucky, if you're a Rollins or, you know, whatever, like, you might luck out with some good booking. The shit he was doing with Rey Mysterio was fucking awful. Yeah, Royal, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I think that Gargano, I don't know if he's ready for, like, a single side. I mean, like, yeah, he could beat Theory, whatever, and it's fine, and you could beat Theory, and he could still hold on to the briefcase, and the briefcase isn't really a title, so, like, it's not something you, like, earn, it's something you win. So, like, if someone beats you, it's not like, oh, well, they deserve a shot at the briefcase. It's not how it works. Theory won the Money in the Bank. He won it. It's his. He doesn't have to put it up. You know what I mean? That's what I wish New Japan would do. I wish that they would get rid of the briefcase and just allow people to just get challenged for the, you know, like, stop challenging for the, like, they won the tournament. They shouldn't have to, you know, they shouldn't have to defend that contract. I think it's stupid. So I think that if Ciampa and Gargano ended up tag teaming and beating the Usos, that'd be fucking great. Because number one, Royal, you're 100% correct. The tag team division is barren. There's nobody there. I think Triple H should sign, he should re-sign Tucker Knight, make Otis Dozovic again, and reform Heavy Machinery, make them a tag team, not give Montez Ford a singles push, like, use him like a Dax Harwood is, where you put him in singles matches, and he could win some, and he could lose some, and he could show off that he's a guy that you could get behind as a singles guy, but he's still a tag team guy, you know? Sarah, 100%, you can share this to as many people as you want. As many people as you want. Thank you. The tag team division is barren. They need more tag teams. I think Heavy Machinery should be a tag team again. They should make DIY a tag team. Keep the Street Profits around. The Usos in there. DIY versus the Usos would be a fucking incredible match. An incredible match. And they should win. So I'm totally down to see this happen. But yeah, like, you know, do you keep Theory with the briefcase? Do you have him, like, cash it in Clash of the Castle? Do you have him successfully cash it in? He could fail to cash it in. He could fail. And And then that's the end of that, mistake corrected. Maybe he cashes it in on, maybe Cody ends up coming back and beating Drew for the title, and then that's when Theory cashes in, which just sets up a feud between Cody and Theory. Then you could probably set up another feud between him and Gargano. There's a lot of different ways that you could go about it. WWE is becoming a very interesting landscape because now storylines that make sense and in-ring wrestling to match and unscripted promos are all coming together. I think this is a great opportunity for WWE to really, because I think that Triple H really did put the best combination of indie wrestling and sports entertainment together with NXT. It felt like I was getting indie wrestling, but in a sports entertainment package, and I didn't feel like I was getting something. I didn't feel like I was getting a Lunchables. I felt like someone was curating a meal for me every time. You know what I mean? So, sorry, I got distracted. So I think that, I don't know. I fucking lost my train of thought. God damn it. I looked at my phone for 1 second and totally lost my train of thought on that one. Let's talk about that. Theory. Now I remember saying. So it was the perfect blend, right? I think that if WWE could if they could duplicate what they did in NXT on that bigger scale, I think it gives a great model for companies like AEW and whatnot to model their product against, to see what kind of format works best with the larger audience. I mean, unless AEW is going to stay as that fringe wrestling product, this is the mainstream product for hardcore wrestling fans. Great, man. That's awesome. I think that that's a perfect idea. If AEW, as long as the networks continue to keep them on TV, and that's what AEW is going to be, I'm happy with that, man. I'm happy with being able to DVR something that gives me the kind of wrestling and the talent that I see in New Japan and Ring of Honor, and I get to see that on national cable television. I'm down for that. If WWE wants to be the more mainstream, more marketable, more Hollywood, as long as they're giving me better storylines and better wrestling, I'm all in. I'm all in. The better storylines and the better wrestling has always been the one thing that was missing from the product. And now I feel like we're going to get that. So I don't know, I'm very curious to see how this is all really going to play out with WWE. And especially what's AEW's place in all of this, because they were always they were supposed to be the brash alternative to WWE, they said sports entertainers, AEW says wrestling. These guys always have 6 foot giants. This one has more cruiserweights. And now, if it's going to be like another NXT, I don't know. I don't know where that leaves everything. So, anywho, let's start talking about Dynamite. Really exciting stuff happening, with WWE. All Out Weekend's going to be crazy because it's going to be Dynamite that Wednesday. And that Wednesday is going to have, what we just found out tonight, is going to have the Elite versus United Empire. We're going to get to see Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay in a ring together on fucking Dynamite. That's awesome. That's number one. Number two, oh shit, is that Rob? What's going on, dude? Then you have Rampage from Chicago on Friday. Then you have Clash at the Castle on Saturday. Then you have All Out on Sunday. You got Raw on Monday, NXT Tuesday, and then Dynamite on Wednesday. That's almost what? That's 5-6 days in a row of wrestling? Unbelievable. It's going to be a crazy week next week for wrestling fans. I'm telling you guys that right now. So anyhow, let's go on with the show tonight. Stacked card. CM Punk versus Jon Moxley for the undisputed AEW title. Dax Harwood versus Jay Lethal, which was match of the night, by the way. This was an incredible match. Jericho and Garcia have a face-to-face. Ricky Starks has a segment where he's going to cut a promo. Father and son face each other. Billy Gunn versus Colton Gunn. And Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Killing King. And then you have United Empire, which is Will Ospreay and the tag team of Aussie Open versus Death Triangle, which is Rey Fenix, Pentagon, and Pac, which was also an incredible match. Yeah, I would definitely say that NXT 2.0 is on par with Impact 100%. 100% Royal. So anywho, so let's get started with the show. So we got, the show starts off with them playing Judas. Jericho comes out. He's having the face-to-face with Garcia. Basically, the crowd chants at Garcia that you're a wrestler. Jericho says he's a sports entertainer. He wants Garcia to apologize from the push-off voice. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Evan. I very much appreciate that. Yes, thank you. So we have them all in the ring. You have Jericho saying, "Listen, I want you to apologize for pushing me last week. You put hands on me. I need to know why you did it. I need to know whose side you're on." Danielson comes out. So you have Garcia next to his mentor, which is Chris Jericho, and his hero, which is Bryan Danielson. And he's torn between the two. And literally, he goes out and says, "I'm not choosing between the two of you on national television. You're not going to make me choose between my hero and my mentor right here, right now, live on national television." Jericho grabs him. Daniel Garcia gives him a shove. Danielson laughs as Garcia leads up to Danielson versus Jericho set up for All Out. That's going to be an amazing match, man. I mean, Jericho is wrestling some great matches. I like this whole Lionheart persona that he's putting on. He wants to go back to his old school wrestling, WCW days. I'm all for it. Danielson, awesome. He just put on an amazing match with Moxley. He put on another amazing match with Daniel Garcia. Jericho put an amazing match with Moxley a couple of weeks ago. This is going to be a fantastic match. All Out already shaping up to be an incredible card. After that, we have Jay Lethal fighting Dax Harwood. This match was set up from a tit for tat that was going on since Rampage. People, if you like professional wrestling, you want to see an awesome match with two talented guys chopping the absolute fucking shit out of each other. This was the goddamn match. This was the match. It was amazing. So, Jay Lethal, Dax Harwood, an incredible match. These guys were all over the place. Freaking Dax was doing high angle suplexes, grabbing right from below the sternum, high angle, dropping them. Incredible stuff. I like the way this ended. It protected both guys. You had Lethal grab the tights for the win. And so basically, Lethal wins in a heelish faction. Dax is protected, even though he's the AAA tag. He's one half of the AAA tag team champions, the Ring of Honor tag team champions, and the IWGP tag team champions. So definitely a lot of stuff was going on with that. So he definitely protected. Everyone was protected. I felt like no one looked bad in that match. If you were looking for a match this week to watch, this was the match to watch. We have. They announced, so Thunder Rosa was, okay, hold on, let's go back a little bit. So after the match, Sanjay comes out. He said there's going to be a trios match at All Out. It's going to be Wardlow and FTR. And he says it was going to be Jay Lethal, but he didn't say who was going to be on the tag team. Now it's announced Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns will be teaming up with Jay Lethal to fight FTR versus Wardlow. That's going to be an incredible match. Very excited for that. They have a backstage segment with Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa is almost in tears before they even give her the microphone. She's injured. She has to relinquish the Women's World Championship due to injury. So I mean that doesn't make any sense. They said that Tony was going to be the interim champion, but if that was the case, Thunder Rosa wouldn't be relinquishing it. So either she's going to hold on to the belt. She'll still be the champ while she's injured, just like it was with Punk, or B, she's actually dropping the belt. And whoever wins this World Championship 4-way at All Out is going to be the actual women's champion. The 4-way is as follows. Toni Storm, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Then we have Jamie Hayter, love me Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru Shida. I'd like to see a twist to see Jamie Hayter win the belt. I think she's overdue. Most likely, I feel like it'll either go to Britt Baker or Toni Storm. I don't want to see it with Hikaru Shida. She was already one of the longest reigning AEW women's champs. I don't think she brings that much attention to the belt. I think that a Toni Storm might. I think a Britt Baker definitely would. I think Jamie Hayter, I mean, if she could knock it out of the park with her promo, she has enough fan support that she could definitely go far. And Hikaru Shida's Hikaru Shida. Colton Gunn versus Billy Gunn. They had a match. It ended. Colton Gunn wins. They attack Billy after the match. Swerve in Our Glory comes to chase them out. All the teams stare at each other. This sets up a title opportunity for the Acclaimed at All Out. So it looks like it will be the Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory for the tag team titles at All Out. Britt Baker defeats Killing King. It was what it was. Britt came out saying that basically during majority of her title reign, she was wrestling with a broken wrist, where Rosa had to vacate the title due to injury. So she already said that she was a better champion than her. She talks some shit about Toni Storm. Toni Storm comes out as she's heading her way down the ramp. Yeah, they had a match and it ended, bro. That was it, bro. That was it. It just wasn't worth talking about. Jamie Hayter clocks Toni Storm from behind. They jump Toni Storm, and then Hikaru Shida comes out and chases them all out. So there was the backstage segment between the Acclaimed and Swerve in Our Glory, setting up a title match at All Out. We have the unification match, and not gonna lie, they got into a collar and elbow tie-up. They threw some elbows at each other. They threw some fists at each other. Punk went to hit him with a high kick. As he went for the high kick, he fell down, grabbed his injured foot. Moxley destroyed him with hammer and anvil elbows. Hit the Death Rider, gave him a second one, beat him in 2 minutes. CM Punk gets squashed on national television. Jon Moxley is the new undisputed AEW World Title holder, the champ, the man, the guy. What does this mean? What's going to be the match for Moxley at All Out? What's going to happen with Punk? Where the fuck was MJF? What the fuck is going on? These are the things I need to know. And you know what? I'm kind of glad I don't know. I like that I have no fucking idea. I want to be surprised. That's why I watch regular television shows. When I watch shows like Lost, or I'm watching Banshee, or I'm watching Killing Eve, or I'm watching like Umbrella Academy. I watch these shows because the way that the story progresses, there's so much left to the unknown. You want to watch another episode so you know what happens. That's how I want it to be. I don't necessarily always want to know exactly what's going to happen the next week of each show. And what's going on with Punk, MJF, Hangman, Moxley, I have no fucking idea what's going on. And you know what? I like that I have no idea what's going on. And for people who are judging this storyline, don't judge. You're judging a part of a whole. We don't know how this is all going to end. So right now, I can't say whether or not the decisions in this booking are really good or really bad. I need to know. You know what I mean? Like I said, I give Tony the benefit of the doubt because I've agreed with his booking for the past 3 years, for the most part. You know what I mean? I agree with Triple H and his booking because he gave me awesome booking between 2015 and 2019 with NXT. So, but there was no way in fuck, before people say I give a double standard, there's no way in fuck that I was giving Vince the benefit of the doubt anymore. He fucking squeezed out any sense of good faith in me. So, no, absolutely not. So, to the people who are curious as to what's going to go on with Gargano, wait and see. It's a part of a whole. For the people who are curious as to what's going to go on with CM Punk, wait and see. It's part of a whole. I mean, that outlook really depends on whether or not you have or have not agreed with Tony Khan's booking in the last 3 years. So to each his own. Christian Cage was backstage. He was asked about Jungle Boy. Basically, he said all he was trying to do was motivate Jungle Boy, but he said that Jungle Boy will never be as smart or as talented as him. And at All Out, he wants to see if Jungle Boy, could bring it. So it's going to be Christian versus Jungle Boy at All Out. That should also be a great match. Because I could have sworn I heard something from outside. I forgot that I'm screaming really loud and my window is like 2 feet away from me. But I don't give a shit. So, Ricky Starks came out. Ricky Starks is the fucking man. He comes out. He says he's pissed off. He says the Team Taz ended. He says that he lost the FTW title and Powerhouse Hobbs turned on him. He said that basically when Starks was injured with that broken neck last year, that Hobbs was the guy who was calling him every week to check in on him. making sure he was okay physically, making sure he was okay mentally, all this shit. And even though Starks was the main man, yo, did you hear that? Is that something that came over the mic? Because I have pretty good headphones. Like, I really can't hear pretty much anything going on, but I definitely fucking heard something. Whatever that was fucking loud. I don't know. Royal, you gotta tell me what that was, because I have no idea what that shit was. But anywho, he said, even though the spotlight was on Ricky always made sure that spotlight was big enough to share with Hobbs. Then all of a sudden, Ricky loses everything, and the first fucking thing that Hobbs does is attacks him in his injured neck. Like, when the going get tough, the tough get going. So he's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm challenging you to a match at All Out. You're a low down, dirty, slime ball scheming snake. So there we go. Starks, Hobbs, All Out. Moxley was backstage, basically saying he is pro wrestling. He is the champ. He is the guy. He says people always ask, when is my time? But he says Moxley's time is right now. So it is Moxley's time, baby. And I honestly, Moxley has been the most compelling champion that AEW has had. I mean, Punk hasn't really done much of anything. He won the belt and then he got injured. And then the second he defended it, he lost. So Punk as a champ has been actually kind of shitty. So Moxley's definitely been the best champ that AEW's had in quite some time. The lineup for Rampage on Friday. The World Trios Championship Tournament continues. We got House of Black versus the Dark Order. Now here's what I find interesting. And here's how I see All Out playing out. It's saying right now that the Dark Order's trio is going to be John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and TBD. I will bet you $1 million fucking dollars that the third person is going to be fucking Hangman. And it's going to be the Dark Order and Hangman versus Kenny and the Bucks for the trios titles at All Out. And it's going to have story, and it's going to have drama and psychology. That's what I think. Otherwise, otherwise it's House of Black. Honestly, I could see Miro costing House of Black a shot. And it's going to be Miro versus Malachi Black at All Out. Who knows? So that's what they're saying right now. It says House of Black versus Dark Order, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and TBD. TBDB. You got Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello versus Ortiz and Ruby Soho in a mixed tag match. The TNT title's on the line. Wardlow defending his title against Ryan Nemeth. Jade Cargill's going to cut a promo. And the ROH World Championship is on the line. Claudio Castagnoli versus Dustin Rhodes. This was set up at Rampage last Friday. Dynamite lineup for next week so far is Danielson. Well, at the time I was taking these notes, it was Danielson versus Hager. And Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter. The lineup for All Out at that point in time was Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho. We have the finals for the Trios title. The Fatal 4-Way for the women's belt. Jungle Boy versus Christian. FTR Wardlow versus Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns. We got the Casino Ladder match. We have the Tag Team Championships on the line. Swerve in Our Glory versus The Acclaim. And Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs. We do a Trios Champion Tournament. This match was awesome. If you like trios, if you like lucha, this is a fantastic match. If you're a fan of Will Ospreay, this is also a fantastic match. This match broke down when Kip Sabian took out Pac. That left Death Triangle outnumbered, and Rey Fenix got demolished by Aussie Open and Will Ospreay. I had a feeling it was going to go this way when Don Callis was on commentary, because they were trying to build up what's going to happen if Omega and Ospreay get into the ring together? Because I don't think they've shared a ring with one another, but they sure as fuck did. Well, they almost did. They at the end of the match, Kenny came down to the ring, and the Elite and Aussie Open were drawing off. So that's going to be our match next week on Dynamite. So Dynamite next week is going to be Danielson versus Hager, Tony Storm and Shida versus Baker and Hayter. And then you got Aussie Open versus the fucking Elite. That's going to be amazing. I'm telling you, it's All Out shaping up to be great. What's going to happen with Punk? What's going to happen with Moxley? what's going to happen with MJF, who, if you believe what the rumors are, it's possible that MJF could be returning. I would make that return at All Out. Otherwise, like, I don't know, you need another big name to show up. Maybe Adam Cole returns at All Out. Maybe they signed somebody new. I mean, I don't know who's... I mean, the only big name free agent that's out there is Bray Wyatt. So I would say it's either going to be a returning MJF, a returning Cole, or they sign Bray Wyatt. Otherwise, I can't think of any high-profile free agents out there that aren't named Johnny Gargano, but Johnny Gargano's not a free agent anymore, so... You know? It is what it is. So, yeah, guys. That's it. That's the show. I am real freaking close to adding on a second show. I just don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. I don't know. I think I might just do Fridays. I think I'm going to make that decision after All Out Weekend. See what the results of Clash at the Castle are. See who ends up walking out as the Universal title. If it ends up being Drew, I think it's a change enough that... I mean, Roman losing the belt is huge. So that opens up the entire main event scene. It cracks the bottle open on that. So, oh shit, my food is here. So I don't know. It's gonna be some crazy shit. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do it, but I will let you guys know. If I end up doing that extra show, it's gonna end up coinciding with social media. So I will let you know what the name of my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever the hell I decide to come out with is, hey, if someone wants to be a social media manager for me and make nothing, I'm taking applications, so you just let me know. And since the majority of my viewership knows me personally, just text me and tell me if you want the job. But that's pretty much it. That's the show for tonight. I'm sorry it started a little bit late. My daytime job kept me a little bit later than expected. I do apologize for that, but I will be back on the podcast normal time, 10 o'clock next Wednesday, and I will give you updates on everything that's going on. Sarah and Evan, hold on, Sarah and Evan, have you guys been watching like the whole time? I need to know this. Like, my ego needs to know this, and quite possibly our friendships are also on the line. So I'd like to know. I mean, Royal, I know he's been here the whole time. I actually think I saw a wild Rob Sanchez in here as well. So, yeah, but so I love you so much. Like, you have no idea. And Evan had two screens on. I love the both of you. Like, you just the best. Thank you for... And Rob joined it too. I appreciate you too, Rob. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We had 4 viewers tonight, and each of those 4 viewers are people that I care very, very, very much about. So I want to thank you. Thank you so much for watching and spending this time here with me and allowing me to express the passions of what I hold near and dear to me that isn't Destiny 2, which is pro wrestling. So thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Royal. All of you, I appreciate it very much. I actually might be bringing my podcast equipment to the All-Store meeting, so who knows? I know you saw 5-2. Someone must have popped in at one point. I'm not sure who it is. I put the link in a couple of wrestling chats. So but not everyone announces like who watches or not. So yeah, there was definitely someone sneaking around in there, Evan. Definitely. I'm gonna also take this opportunity to promote Evan's album, which is Craving, which is the EP is pretty much on everything. So if you're out there on any sort of like music streaming service, just look it up. They're right in the chat, Evan with 2 V's, and download it, buy it, listen to it, share it with all your friends. 100%. You want to hear amazing music from hometown artists? That's my first stop for y'all. So definitely take the time and support. Oh, now they want to go. Unbelievable. I try and do a nice thing, and I'm just met with hostility. Unbelievable. Sarah, when are we going to another Mets game again? And Royal, do you still have that ticket for Grand Slam? Because I'm totally coming with you, bro. I can't help it, Evan. I can't help it. I can't help it. I have to be me. Oh, boy. I can't help it. 2 screens. What was on the second screen, Barry? Oh, yeah, Rob Destiny. That's 100% what I'm doing after this. I actually have like 2 quesaritos outside. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, hey, listen, if we could get tickets to the playoffs, Sarah, we have to go. I mean, like, I don't care like what the tickets are, like we have to do it. Oh, I mean, I did, and then my card got declined. So I had forgotten that you actually need to have that amount of money to buy the Grand Slam tickets. So definitely Apple Pay and weed is not the greatest combination for financial decisions. I'll just put that little tidbit out there. So no. But, I mean, if I have to buy $400 tickets, I will. All right? That money coming in, baby. So, we'll see. But sorry, yeah. Regular season game, fine, before the playoffs, because trying to get playoff tickets is going to be almost fucking impossible. But, I mean, hey, you know, we could try our connects and see. I'm pretty sure we could definitely get something. You know what I mean? We know who to ask, so we're just going to ask them. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think Evan still left because I promoted their music. That's so very unfortunate. But yeah. So yeah, no, this is it. This is where I'll end the podcast. Thank you all again for tuning in and listening. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, come back and watch next week. And at the very least, chat. There's always fun people in the chat talking it up and chatting it up. So, you know, yeah. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your support. I'll put some tunes on to play us out. And, yeah, I'll see you all next week. Thank you, everyone.